Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial video. Today we'll be teaching you how to set up your OBS studio for recording and streaming. So if you're trying to set up your OBS, this is the video for you. Okay, so without further ado, let's just show our OBS. Currently, we're streaming, but we are hiding our UI of the OBS Studio by using its settings. So let's just go to General and then uncheck the Hide OBS, then apply. Now you can see my OBS Studio interface or the window. Okay, so right here we have the camera and the BG. Right, let me just hide myself. So we have the BG, the cam, the BG, the screen, the audio, which has the mic and the speaker. So if you want to set up mic, we also have the tutorial for this one and also the camera. So right now I'm recording and we have this. So let me show you the settings that we need. So let's go to settings, then go to here in this the general tab. It don't have much to change here, but there are a lot of features listed here, so be sure to check this tab. And the other one is the stream. So if you stream on Twitch, YouTube, RTMPS, just the server of YouTube, then Facebook Live, Restream.io, Twitter, Vape, or anything. Just choose whatever you need. Here you can use the stream key for your account, anything else. And then after that, you can get your stream key on your YouTube. After this one, let's go to output. And be sure if you have no limit or cap on your account and you have the access, be sure to check this one, so you can set your own custom settings. Okay, now that we have checked this one, this allows us to put higher bitrate on our video. Now we have these settings. So first and foremost, the settings that we have here is on default hidden, because the output mode will be set into simple. So this is the simple mode for OBS, just like that. And what you would need to do is put it on advanced, then click apply. And then right now, as you can see, it show more settings on our stream and recording on the output. Okay, the first settings on our output tab is the audio track on the streaming tab. So this audio track chooses the track that will be recorded on your recording. So as you can see, we have mic and out. You just click advanced audio properties and we'll see here 6 tracks that you can assign your audio device, your audio input and audio out, so that it will be mixed down. For example, since we are only using track 1 for this recording, we can just uncheck all of this. It doesn't matter because it will only record track 1. So here we set the cam, the mic, and the out on the track 1, and we press OK. And now we go back to output and we choose track 1. That's the purpose of track. Then the second settings is the audio encoder, FF and PEG. We only have this one for the encoder. Here we have video encoder. The next one, we have different encoder here. This two is for the comes from the GPU or the video card that we have. We have an AMD graphics card, so we have an AMD encoder too. 264 is a older version of the encoder for AMD, and 265 is more efficient on encoding. And we have X264. This one I haven't tried this one yet, but most of streaming and recording happens using X264 or the AMD H.264, H.265 encoder. So in my case, it depends on the quality of your graphics card. In my case, I'm using an iSurix RX 580, and I encounter problems using this encoder. So I'm using X264. By the way, if you are trying to choose which one is better, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can always use the NVENC. I heard that they have better encoding, but if you don't have any, but your processor has multiple cores, you can always use X264. It has minimal difference if you choose this one, as long as it doesn't affect the performance of the computer and the quality of the recording. So for my case, I am using X264. Then the rescale output, it depends on your setup, but if your canvas is set on as you can see here on video, if your canvas is set on 1920 and also you are streaming it or recording it as a 1080p video, you don't need to set the rescale output to any of this because it won't apply. And then after this rescale, we go to CBR, ABR, the rate control basically. So CBR is controlled bitrate, average bitrate, and variable bitrate, and CRF. So most of the time we use CBR. So how do we know what bitrate we use? It all depends on the upload speed of your internet. So what you will have to do is go to Google and type speed test, and you will see a internet speed test here in Google search. Just click run speed test, and you will see the speed test of your internet, the download speed and the upload speed. It is measured in megabits per second, not megabytes, so be mindful of that. And then after you have already tested and measured your internet speed, you will get the upload speed, since you will be uploading if you're streaming this. So you have to copy this one and then go to bitrate calculator. So this one, so you just put 7.69. Then upload speed, it depends on your location. If you are there are multiple users using the internet, you might as well just set it to 40, or if you are the only one that is using the internet, you can set it to 60. Then the upload, if you are streaming it 1080p, you put 1920 on width, and then 1080 on the height. And then in the frames per second, if you are playing or if you're streaming 60 frames per second videos, but most of the time videos are only on 30, so 60 on fast paced shooter games, or first person shooter games, you can set it to 60. So we have here the recommended bitrate. As you can see, it has a recommended bitrate of 9,000 to 18,000. So you will see the recommended, and you might as well expect the quality of your stream using this calculator. So what I do recommend is set it to, if you're streaming and you have this you have a slow internet or an average internet, you just put 1280 by 720 and 60 fps. If you're playing first person shooter and you want 60 fps on your stream so that the video won't be stuttering, you can set it to 1280 720 to 60 fps. You can focus on the frames per second instead of the resolution. But if you're playing MOBA or other slow paced story adventure game or solo RPG game, anything, you can focus on the resolution and set it to 1080. But set this one to 30. Quite well within the range. You might as well just set this to 80 or 70 rather. Set it to 75. So 57. This one is only if you are if you are the only one using the internet. So 75% is enough. And then once you know the bitrate, you can just copy this one, put it here on the OBS, and then here at the streaming bitrate, put it here, or you can just type 56 like that. And then keyframe interval, set it to 0, and then here this one affects the quality of the video, so be sure to check your be sure to create a test broadcast on any platform that you are trying to stream, and try to test every one of these. The higher you are, if you set it to ultra fast, the less quality of the video you will be streaming, but the less stuttering you will encounter. So on default, it is set on very fast, but I set it on super fast. So it is between the default and the lowest one. And here in this one, we just use main, or you could use high but not baseline. But for the just to be on the balance side, use main. And then after that, now that we have set up the streaming settings, we go to recording. Now we have this settings, recording path, so where you want to install, where you want to save the recording. Here you set it to MKV, because on MPEG-4, as you can see, if you stop or you have a crash or encounter an error, your recording will be corrupted. So you need to set it on MKB or other format rather than MPEG-4, although MPEG-4 is a widely used video format. And then we also set it to X264. We will be using our CPU for the recording. Then here we have audio encoder. On the streaming tab, as we can see, we don't have any encoder for the streaming, but on the recording settings, you have different encoders. But to be safe, we'll be using the one that is being used by the streaming platform that we are using. So in our case, it's MPEG FFmpeg AAC. So here we also check the audio track 1, since track 1 is what we are using. Rescale output, we set it to disable. And custom mixer, we're not using this one. Automatic file splitting, you can use this to limit your to split your files, your recordings, into by time or by size or anything. But in our case, we're not using this. We can just split our recordings through video editor. And now we are on the encoder settings. Again, we will be using constant bitrate, since this rate control is the most viable for our case. So we will use constant bitrate. We don't encounter too much stuttering and other problems or issues when we are using constant bitrate. So we will use constant bitrate. And here in the bitrate, since we are using X264, which is a little bit lower when it comes to quality if you can compare it to the HEVC or AVC or the NVENC of NVIDIA. So if you are using X264, or if you are using other encoder, really it doesn't really matter. You just need to set this one on higher bitrate. So in my case, I just double the bitrate of this streaming. So if it's 5.6, I put 12K from this recording. Do be mindful that also in streaming, the bitrate affects the file size of the recording. So when it comes to streaming, if you put too much bitrate on this one, your viewers will suffer on replay buffer, or the buffering of the video. So be sure not to raise this one too high. Although raising the bitrate will make the video quality higher, it will also introduce buffering. So be sure to set it in the middle, not too high, not too low. But in the recording, this one will only make the file size larger. So if you have a small capacity storage, if you are using SSD with lower capacities, set it to at least 4K or 8K. But in this case, I will set it to 12K. And then after we set the bitrate, we'll relieve the keyframe as we have already said to 0 seconds, and then we put the CPU usage to super fast as we have done with the streaming. We put it to main, or we can leave it to none. If we have none, we can put it to none, and we can just test it out. But most of the time, main works fine, or you can just put it to none, but don't put it to baseline. So here are the settings for the recording. And then we also set the audio track quality. So most of the time, the quality of the bitrate of the audio is set by the platform. So here, as we can see, it is set on 160 if you are uploading it in YouTube, but we have different maximum on on every platform that we are streaming on. So in Facebook Live, we have 9K bitrate and 128 audio bitrate, 1080 resolution, 60 FPS. So in Facebook, we have lower bitrate maximum. On Twitch, we have 6K, but 320 kilobits per second bitrate. So we have higher audio bitrate. On YouTube, we have 51,000. So this is the highest that we've seen so far. 51,000 kilobits per second video bitrate, but a little bit lower. So half of Twitch bitrate, maximum bitrate, maximum audio bitrate. So now that we know this one, maximum audio bitrate is 160. We set our audio bitrate to 160, so it's already set 160. But if you are streaming on Facebook, you set it to 128, set it to 160 if you're using or uploading on YouTube, or set it to 320 if you are on Twitch. So that's it. So we have done the streaming, the recording, and the audio setup, and the video. So 1920 canvas, 1080. So if you want to record on the, if you want to play on 1080p but you want to upload it on 720, you can just set it here, put it to 60 fps, and set this to bicubic. I would recommend bicubic, but if you are stuttering or skipping frames, dropping frames, you can use bilinear. But if you want the most quality sharpness, you can lang those or bicubic. It depends on your upload speed and the resources that you have. So that's it, guys. That is the setup for the streaming and the recording and the audio. So this is how you record or stream using OBS Studio. So if you learned something on this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Comment down below what are your suggestions or on our contents. We'll be reading that. So see you guys on the next vid.